Hello, all you friends and family YouTubers out there. It is I, the Striking Viking, along with your genial correspondent, the...
Oh, Trippin' Sister.
That's right. As you can see, we're here at our house in town today. And we came up here on Monday last. Our intention was to come up, spend a couple of days here, do some laundry, etc., but we got a nasty surprise. Now, it's been my experience that people like pleasant surprises, but they dislike nasty surprises. And did we get a nasty surprise? You know the deep freeze that's supposed to keep things frozen hard? Yeah, not so much. It wasn't keeping things frozen. It wasn't actually even running. It was trying to run. It was making a clicking sound, and but not coming on. And yes, it was full. So, what can we do? Get out the canning jars and the pressure cooker and start working. And it took us from Monday until Thursday of frantic non-stop canification in order to get everything taken care of. But we did. We didn't lose a single thing. And we did have to find space for the stuff that we did can. But we also made a point of calling an appliance repair person because it's not that old. As a matter of fact, I dug out the instructional manual along with the original receipt where we paid for an extended warranty, which expired in November of last year. So the appliance guy came over and spent 10-15 minutes poking around the kitchen and looking at the freezer, and he said, yes, the compressor is locked up. No parts are available. $75, please.
Gotta like that.
Well, you don't have to like that. As a matter of fact, I don't like it very much at all. So, what could we do? Well, we rushed over to Sam's to see if we could get another freezer. They don't have the freezer. They don't even have space devoted to the freezers. So we thought, okay, Lowe's, no. Home Depot, not only no, but there won't be any available until at least July. We imagine that what has taken place is that with everything having been shut down, the available stocks in the warehouse of freezers are gone. And now that things are starting to open back up again, it's going to take a couple of months before they get the freezers manufactured, shipped to the distributors, to the warehouses, to the stores, for us to buy another freezer. So, yeah, that was a bit of a surprise for us.
Well, yeah. You know, remember that run on toilet paper? My gosh. I couldn't believe it. We go to the store, went back to Sam's. That's where we got the last one. And didn't see him anywhere.
No.
So we asked a worker there, and she called to the back and said not only did they not have any, but they weren't getting any more. That's what she said. And I'm like, okay. Well, anyway, thank God we were able to get some ice.
Sure.
It was a deep freezer. It was a deep freezer. So the stuff that was just under the top and all the way to the bottom was still very frozen. It was frozen. So the stuff on the top was very cold, but it wasn't frozen. So I started taking the stuff that was thawed out, and then we put 3 bags of ice on top of the rest of the stuff and just kept the freezer closed until I could get the top stuff either in the small refrigerator freezer or get it canned. And then I'm thinking, I don't think I have enough jars. We had just gone
Oh,
shopping
yes.
before our last trip here. And because I like to shop in bulk if I can, and then just be done with it, take out whatever I need or divide it up into packages. And then I split it between here and the rig. So I kind of use my freezer as storage for the RV as well because you know if you got an RV, you know you got that little tiny freezer.
Yeah, our
Well,
country house.
anyway, the first thing we did was with a lot of the stuff that was under that first row that had thawed, we took it out. We had just got here, turned around, went back, and put it in the RV freezer, which we had emptied.
Yes.
So thank God it was empty, with the exception of a couple of bags of vegetables. So we were able to put, you know, what we could. I mean, it's packed in that freezer.
Yeah.
And then that's on the way back. That's when we got the ice and put the ice on top.
And five.
Fi-
Count 'em. 5 cases
Oh yes,
of wide mouth mason jars.
I did not have enough jars for all that food. This was I mean, it's not a huge freezer. I used to have a 21 cubic foot Kelvinator back in the day.
Back in the day.
That I'm pretty sure I must have had a good 20 years, and it never gave me a problem. And the only reason why I sold it is because I was going in the military and I couldn't take my freezer with me. But this freezer was only 7 cubic feet,
Yeah.
but we could get a lot in the freezer. So because we would take it out of the big packages and break it down into smaller packages and then put it in bags, and then that way it was more pliable and you could get more stuff in it. Well, the freezer lasted us for 4 years. We had a year warranty on it, and it had just expired. It had just expired the year before. So, okay, fine. They just don't make stuff like they used to. But anyway, I'm telling you, I came here supposedly to relax.
Yes.
And we walked into a disaster. So, from the time we got here, from the day we got here until
Late last night.
late last night, I was canning and preparing food to be canned. And we had to stop at a ranch and farm store and get more jars because I was I was out of jars. It was crazy. So anyhow, I personally think one of the things that has happened is that with this crisis that the country or the world is in right now, I think people were caught with not enough food. People that shop, you know, every couple days or stop at the store once a week and have, you know, larger families, 4 or 5 kids or whatever, discovered that they were being rationed how much food they could actually buy. And when they started relaxing some of the rules, I think people decided I'm not getting caught like that again, and they went and bought some freezers. And also, we spoke to someone who works at an insurance agency that deals with farmers and ranchers. And because the ranchers and farmers they were slaughtering their animals because there was no feed for them, and they wanted to save the meat, so they were buying up a lot of freezers, and that's what happened. And so stock that the retailers normally would have lasted through till you know the beginning of summer or whatever was just depleted. And that's what happened with toilet tissue, and that's what happened with a lot of other things that when you go into the store you can't find it. It's because what should have lasted for 7 months or 8 months was just wiped out right out of the warehouses. So that's what happened. If you we went online, there's nothing. I mean, you could find 1 cubic foot freezers, you could find little freezers for RVs, things like that. Yeah, if you want to spend $1,600 or $2,000, you could find commercial freezers for $5,000 and stuff like that. But this was a 7 cubic foot that we paid something like
$100.
no, it was more than that.
200
250, something like that, with the tax and the insurance, the warranty that we had on it. So I'm not about to pay $800, $900, $1,000 for a 1 cubic foot freezer when I had a 7 cubic foot freezer for $200. So I'm not going to do that. So we were on our way back here, and I was brainstorming what can I do with all this food, and then it occurred to me, I have a pressure canner. I just need some jars. Da 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 da. So we went to the farm and ranch store and got some jars, 5 cases. Fortunately, I didn't have to use all of them, but I did use a lot of them, and we didn't lose not one morsel of food, thank God. So, anyway, I had my book and I had all the little canning instruments that I needed and all that, and I just got it done. It took me 4 days, and it's a good thing that the stuff that was in the bottom of the freezer and toward the center of the freezer and all that was very, very, I mean, very frozen. Whenever I would take anything out of the freezer that I wanted to have for supper or something like that, I would have to take it out 2 days prior to cooking it because it would take that long for it to slow thaw. That was a big help. The fact that it wasn't in a regular refrigerator freezer, it was in a sub-zero freezer, and it stayed in the refrigerator. It just stayed frozen and it was slow thawing, and that really saved our food. So we've had people looking all over the place. I kept trying to tell people there's been a run on freezers like it was the toilet tissue, and they didn't believe me. And they said, that's crazy. I looked here, I looked there. Did you try this city? Did you try that city? I'm like, if you're looking at their online stores and they don't have anything, they have nothing in their warehouses. There's no sense in me calling the store because the stuff that goes on the floor at the store comes from the warehouse. If they don't have it online, they don't have it. So, yeah, it's been fun.
It's surprising what you can find in your freezer. We're digging down to try and rescue this rapidly thawing food, and
It was slowly
the
thawing.
sister says, "Don't we have a 5 pound bag of chicken in there?" I said, "Well, we've got two 5 pound bags of chicken in there, so
Yeah.
yeah."
But I was able to can it too, and we just cut it up and stuffed it into the jars and did all the processing and all that. My goodness gracious.
It is a time-consuming
It
process.
was it was very time consuming, and I was on my feet working on this stuff for so long, so many hours every single day, that my shoulders, right at the joints, were swollen. You could see it, and my legs and my ankles and feet were swollen because I was on. I was on my feet for hours, literally hours. I forgot to drink water. I forgot
Yep,
to eat.
yep.
I just kept going, just
I
kept
know.
going because I had to get it done.
She's
So,
like a machine.
and my assistant said, "Have you had any water? Did you drink any water today?" And I was like, I don't think I had any water," which might explain why I had a headache. But anyway, so just wanted to let you guys know, just pray to God your freezer doesn't go out if you have, because you will not find one unless you're going to allow yourself to be price gouged. Because let me tell you, the people that do have them, they got these little bitty ones, and they want a couple $1,000s for them. It's ridiculous. So anyway, just wanted to let you know. Welcome back to the channel. The Achristopats adventure and travel. So it's been an adventure for this whole past week, but thank God it's finished. It's over. And let me tell you what else I'm doing. I had purchased a couple of oranges and some lemons, and I thought to myself, I mean, I wasn't going to can them because I know that you can, but I've never done it. But I got to thinking about the orange peelings and the pith, that white bitter stuff that has all the vitamins in it that nobody likes because it's bitter. I got to thinking,
Mm.
I got to thinking, cold and flu season is coming up again toward the end of the year. And vitamin C and vitamin A and all these other things that are in that white membrane that's on oranges and citrus fruit. Um, I thought to myself, if I boil those peelings, first, when you get it from the store, if you're not growing it yourself, it has that food grade wax coating on it. So I soaked everything, excuse me, in vinegar water and scrubbed it to get all the wax off. And then I put it in a cold bath and rinsed it all off. And then I peeled the peelings off along with the pith and put it in a pot of water and let it simmer for a good hour. And then I put about a quarter cup of honey in it. And while I was doing that, while it was simmering, I was sterilizing a jar in the oven. So my thought was, since I'm canning stuff, why don't I make use of these peelings and this pith and make like a medicinal something out of it, like a tonic, right? So that's what I did. And I just put it in the jar, one of the jars. I'm working on the second one now. But I just put it in one of the jars, and I heard it seal just now, so that's good. And I'm just going to keep it, until fall. Just like I did the Master Tonic when I made the Master Tonic. And if you guys remember that, if you don't remember that, let me know in the comment section and I'll repost that video so that you can see how to make that. Because the year that we did the Master Tonic, nobody got sick except my grandson who refused to take it.
Yes.
He was the only one in the family that got sick. I was making everybody else take it in a shot glass twice a day. And it was brutal. But nobody got sick. Didn't get a cold, didn't get the flu. And when he did, none of the rest of us did. So, yeah, and I don't know where he got it from. I guess school. But anyway, just wanted to give you an idea also about that. Don't throw away your peelings. The other thing that you can do with your peelings, orange peelings, lemon peelings, grapefruit peelings, there's a few things you can do. One is, if you have a potpourri pot, if you could still get those, you can put,
they aren't sold out.
You can chop up your peelings and put it in your slow cooker pot with some spices and some water and put it on low, and it'll perfume your house. Another thing that you can do is take a glass jar, put your peelings in that, and cover it with white vinegar. Just cover it in white vinegar, put the top on it, put it in a dark place and let it sit for a month or two. I did it before we left Canada, and we came here, and it was sat for 6 months. And I went back and I had orange oil.
Makes a great all-purpose cleanser.
Yes, I had orange oil, and it makes the house smell good whenever you're using it. So anyway, it's a few things that you can do. You could probably look on YouTube or wherever and or Google it and see what you can do with your peelings, but don't throw them away. Don't throw them away. You can use them. So anyway, just wanted to let you guys know what our latest adventure was. Yeah, our freezer went out. We don't have one. I'll tell you what, I won't have to cook anything for a few weeks. That's for sure. So anyhow, we just wanted to jump on here and tell you guys what had happened to us here lately. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See how you guys were doing. Everybody staying well, staying healthy, staying safe, whatever that means to you. And we will see you guys the next time we come on. And make sure you check out the other channel called The Silver Crown right here on YouTube. Yeah. You'll see my lovely face. It's all about caring for silver or gray hair. And anyhow, I'll see you guys over there, or I'll see you down in the comment section the next time we come on. Keep tripping.